It is time for the Drew Yari Show. Drew Yari.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Sunday. It is your Fastlane post show. I am the host. You already know who I am. And with me is apparently Stone Cold Steve Austin and Randy Orton in the background.
That's right. I'm making an aggressive appearance.
I came on here, Drew Yari show, and I wanted one bear. What? I needed another bear. What?
1, 2.
I don't think I can do these impressions anymore because, like, when I had you and Ruben on, I think I just messed up my voice even trying to do like Triple H impressions.
Oh God. Oh yeah, that one does some damage.
Yeah, even that even doing a Kenny impression, I think, is what kind of ruined it.
Yeah. I mean, those can definitely leave a long-lasting impression on your throat.
Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah. Wah, 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 wah.
Did you get it? He's gay. I'm playing.
Wait, nah, don't you get it?
Don't you get it? Don't you get it? He likes penis.
Yeah, like his M&M's with the peanut, not plain.
Are there Chinese M&Ms?
I have no idea.
Okay, I'm just making sure the audio comes through. But yeah. So Fastlane happened, and it was a rather short pay-per-view, like we wished. It was actually, come to think of it, I think it was a little bit longer because it started at 6, and I know it ended like around 8:50. So that's like that's 2.5 hours. It's still a pretty long show, but I mean, better than it ending at like 11 in the morning, or not 11 in the morning, but 11 p.m.
Yeah, definitely.
But anyways, so how you been, man?
Good. Just working, chilling, and that's it.
I mean,
Rich repeat.
Yeah, that's pretty much the same over here. All I do is work, come home, just getting over these migraines that I've had for almost a week and a half. Like they were that bad. It was preventing me from sleeping. So luckily I have these 5 days off. I'm off until Wednesday, so we got that going. And yeah, very lucky me. And we got a stimulus. I know you got yours. I got mine, and it just seems like it's kind of going by like that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I got triple paid this week, so like I'm living like a millionaire.
Yeah, you gonna buy that yacht?
Yeah, I still gotta buy that yacht, man.
You gonna buy that yacht?
I'm out here looking. I'm trying to buy that yacht.
It's weird. I haven't even done my taxes yet.
Yeah, I got that taken care of rather quickly because I know it wasn't getting much anyways due to the fact that I was working at a small local business.
Right.
So, like, I got that taken care of rather quickly and got my little $200, $300.
I mean, hey, that's still money.
Yeah, it's still money. Yeah, but yeah, I got that rather quickly. Got it out of the way, so there's no need to wait around for it.
Yeah, I haven't done mine because the place I usually go to, or the place pretty much the place I've been going to for like the past few years, is not H&R Block because they can go fuck themselves, or TurboTax. It's these places called Vita, which is like their government assisted programs where you actually get your money for free. They don't charge you. And pre-COVID, you would just go and wait in line. You can go to like they have different locations. They would be at like mainly libraries or colleges, and all you do is just wait in line. You have your information, and then boom, you get your information. You get whenever you get your money. So for this year, it's a lot different. This year seems a lot more efficient because all they're asking for is like you to free and make copies of all the information that they need, and for you to just drop it off. So
Mhm.
I'm gonna go tomorrow because I need to get this taken care of already. But,
Yeah, that's definitely you definitely need to get that taken care of.
Oh yeah, and yeah, as far as like our new stimulus, our stimulus goes, I just pretty much been spending it on bills mainly and clothes. I've needed new clothes for work, and I showed you. I think I showed you, but like I bought that new Adam Cole and Karrion Kross shirt.
Yeah,
So
something I haven't done yet.
I had to cop that. As soon as I saw Cross wear that, I just went, "What? Why don't I have that yet?" So I pre-ordered the Adam Cole shirt. So we got that to look forward to.
Yeah, definitely.
But,
Yeah, I got my own T-shirt. So, I got that. Yeah, that's right. RJ's got his own merch, people. I have my
Really?
own merch. Yeah.
Really, I don't think I saw that. Like, where's it at?
I do that. I do a little eFed thing online or whatever on Twitter and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, RTJ's got his own merchandise.
How did you make your own merchandise?
This little website called efedtees.com. It's pretty much like prowrestlingtees.com.
So basically, it's just like it's a custom website, or they have an option to make custom tees.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll definitely need to take a look at that.
Yep. Yeah.
Shit. Walking around with rocking with my own
That-
merch.
Yeah. And that design that Shaheen took and hooked me up with, shout out to him by the way.
Shaheen.
Like I think I'm gonna use that for a shirt too. So I think we got a lot of good things coming up soon. I'm just drawing up and designing, and he's feeding me a lot of good stuff as well. So yeah, we're trying to use some of the good stuff to better use. I have a lot of fans. What can I say? I'm a popular guy.
Yeah, you're pretty popular, I must say.
Yeah,
A little.
everybody loves the Brooklyn Savage, the Raven King, or the lovely teddy bear. So I mean, whichever one you know me by, like I'm popular. So
I don't know. I would feel weird calling you a teddy bear.
yeah, I know, right? I don't allow men. Like a couple of guys on Twitter was calling me that, and I'm like, dude, stop. That's kind of gay, man. Like I ain't got nothing against gay people or anything like that. I'm not a homophobe at the I'm not a homophobe at all, but like no, just another man calling you a teddy bear or a sweetheart or anything like that. Even when another man calls me bestie, I'm like, no, that's no.
Maybe,
Don't call me that.
Maybe sweetheart. I mean, because it can be used in I guess different ways. Because I refer to guys as swear, but like, oh, Jim, he's a sweetheart. He's a good dude. Like,
Nah, I mean when you like with how women refer to you as a sweetheart. Oh,
Right.
sweetheart type, that type of verbiage. Like I can't do.
right.
No way, buddy.
Yeah,
Like,
I get you.
That's sugary vibes right there, man.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. It's just not me.
Yeah, it's just not for me. You know what I'm saying? Different strokes for different folks, but
To
not
each his
over here in
own.
RJ's world.
It's like to each his own.
Yeah, exactly.
But let's get started with this pay-per-view, this monumentous pay-per-view that just occurred. So Fastlane just happened today. It was at the Tropicana Field at St. Petersburg, Florida, as usual. 0 attendance, so no fans until Mania. The first match was the pre-show, which I was surprised this was a pre-show. You got Riddle, the United States champion, defending against Mustafa Ali with Retribution. The match went 9 minutes and 16 seconds. Your thoughts?
I like this match. I thought it was good.
Right.
I thought both guys worked hard. I thought Ali looked good. It's probably the best match he's had in. I know Ali's had some pretty good matches since returning and being the leader of Retribution and everything like that. Like he's had some good matches, but I thought this was really good. Riddle looked good. Riddle's in-ring work is never in doubt. Like he's one of the best as far as guys who's transitioned from MMA to professional wrestling. Like, he's one of the best. There's no denying that whatsoever.
Right.
But it's just, I'm not the biggest fan of his, but yeah, like it was really good. It's what's needed for. It's the type of match that you would have for an Intercontinental Championship or for a U.S. Championship. That's the type of caliber match you should have for those type of belts. You know what I'm saying?
Right, and yeah, I enjoyed the match. I was surprised this wasn't on the pre-show because there were there's probably at least one match I can name that probably should have been on the pre-show, but it's just a personal opinion. But I like this match. I thought these two matched up well. I mean, it's weird because Riddle's a lot bigger than Ali, but he looks small, which is odd because also because Riddle's not a big jack guy, so he's more of a
he's a more streamlined, cut guy.
Right. So I like the
size.
I like the match. I thought they matched up pretty well. It was really good back and forth action. I was kind of surprised there wasn't any interference by Retribution, but we found out, later afterwards. But yeah, Riddle got the win, and afterwards, Mustafa Ali got in, Retribution's face and was talking shit, and Reckoning, I guess that's her name, walked out of the ring, and everybody not one by one, because what is it, Blackjack or Slapjack or whatever the fuck his name is?
Shane Thorne, that's what I'm calling him. I'm not calling that man Slapjack anymore.
He looks more like
it's done. It's done. Dada.
He looks more like
this man. This man should be the I'm about to say Space Lord. He should be the Star Lord of WWE, dude. Like, he has that Star Lord type charisma. Well, like, watch Guardians of the Galaxy and look up Shane Thorne's work, and you'll see what I'm talking about almost immediately. Well, especially the way he talks and the way he carries himself. Like, if they want to tap into that kind of, WWE sometimes they tap into certain characters in movies and stuff like that. They use them for inspiration.
Right.
Like, they should use Star Lord for his inspiration. You know what I'm saying? Because he carries himself almost like that in that lovable, dorkish but asshole-ish type way. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's that dude.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really glad the whole Retribution thing is ending, because it's just how the group is even on television is still stupid, because they started out as like this Antifa kind of terrorist organization attacking everybody and fucking with the show, and they get fucking contracts to be on Raw.
Which was stupid anyways, because they already have developmental contracts. Does that not count for anything?
And it's like, we know
that
these
in its own right
are.
Yeah, exactly. So that in its own right was dumb to begin with.
Yeah, it's like,
we gave them contracts. They already had contracts, idiots.
It's like fuck, why am I forgetting her name? Maya, Keith's girlfriend. What's her name? I'm forgetting.
Mia Yim.
There you go. It's like, she's wearing that mask, and you can clearly see who that is. So.
Exactly. That's not doing her any favors. I mean, or any justice to cover up that identity.
And then you got Donovan Dijakovic, who was like tearing it up at NXT, and he's basically just in catering talking shit on Twitter. I mean, it's funny, this type of stuff he's saying, but it's still just like, dude, you're really not doing anything. So, again, I'm glad Retribution's over. It should have been done a long time ago.
Wait, who says Retribution was necessarily over?
Fucking God damn.
They didn't take the mask off. Like, to me, if it was over, they would have took the mask off. If it was over.
Can I just believe, RJ? Can I just believe?
Hey, look, if they can find a way to be, I mean, because realistically, 2 out of 3 members have legit gripes of why they should be angry and why they should be showing signs of retribution. The other 2 just don't make any sense. Like, Dijakovic and Mia Yim were 2 top stars in NXT. It didn't make any sense whatsoever why those 2 are specifically angry. But Shane Thorne, a guy who was promised probably a bill of goods when he first came to NXT, him and Mikey Nichols there. They were tearing it up. They had some nice momentum. Then Shane Thorne tears his ACL, comes back. Then Mikey Nichols decides he wants to bounce, and so that left Shane Thorne in a bad spot for a whole year and a half, coasting, not doing much. Then he gets brought up to the main roster or whatever with what's his name? Big man there, and they wound up doing nothing with them. No, not Dio Madden. What's his name? The other big Australian guy. His name is Vink.
Okay,
Yeah, and that wound up going nowhere. So like he's got a legit gripe if they actually took the time to tell that story. See, you won't know why Retribution was doomed from the start, anyways.
Why?
They never fully explained why each guy was angry. They explained it on social media, but they never took the time to explain it on television. Why these people were so angry. They never took the time to really express that. They never gave you a chance to really see what they were going through, or even maybe perhaps even sympathize with them to a certain degree.
One thing I thought was weird about the group was that they debuted on the same night they had that Raw Underground, so they kind of gave you that assumption that, oh, so is Shane gonna lead this new group onto Raw and kind of fuck with the show? But it's like, no, it's like, then what the fuck was the point of either? And I don't know. It's just, again, I love Mia Yim. You'll never catch me saying anything bad about Mia Yim. You know, I don't hate Mustafa Ali. I like him. I think he's very talented. You know, Dijakovic, I kind of wish they would do something with. I mean, he obviously can't talk, but you know, he has a look and he can work.
He's very generic on the mic.
Oh yeah, when I see even when he was in NXT, you know, having those matches with Keith Lee and whomever, I always got that impression of this looks like an ex-basketball player to me. Like there's really...
and that's what he was. He was an ex-basketball player.
Yeah, there you
He's
go.
a basketball player in college.
Yeah, that's
Man, he's got a basketball build.
I mean, yeah, he's good, but he needs a mouth. He obviously needs a mouthpiece. He needs somebody to do the talking for him. So
the best thing Ring of Honor ever did with him was put him with Prince Nana, and then they wound up fucking that up by taking him away from Prince Nana almost immediately. So, yeah, and that's, you know, and they try to shove certain guys, others like Malcolm Bivens. To me, should be managing somebody on a higher level, not Ryan Taylor or Tyler Russ, whatever the fuck his name is. Like, he should be managing somebody big time, like a Dijakovic or even Mace or Dio Madden. Like, he should be managing a guy like that has potential. Ryan Taylor, Tyler Russ, whatever you want to call him, he's going to be mid-card at best, maybe even lower-tier mid-card come main roster. So, I mean, you spin your tires on that kind of stuff, but you have to build up some of these other big-time guys who have just about it all. But they just need that one thing, and Dijakovic needs a mouthpiece. But if this is over, I would rather him and Mace stay as a team,
right? Because
Mace is just fantastic. I think those two together are fantastic. I've seen a bunch of Florida house show loops, right. Those two as a team, and that fucking double chokeslam, that shit is tough. Like, seeing that in person, them just jacking the guy all the way up in the air and boom. Like, way better than Kane and Big Show when they used to do the double choke slam to somebody. Like, way better. Like, that shit, they get hype. The impact, it's wonderful. So I wouldn't mind those two being a giant tag team, because like I was telling somebody earlier, when was the last time WWE had a true giant tag team that both guys were both good workers in it?
I don't know. I mean, it's been a while. I mean, because I guess if you want to count Taker and Kane as a giant tag team, we usually just get like big dudes, like big mook, you know, tag teams, like with
Authors of Pain, End of Sheer. Who else?
Which Authors
Jolly
of Pain?
Green Giants.
Which Authors of Pain? I'll be honest, I'm kind of disappointed that didn't go as well as I thought it would.
Authors of Pain, it was just boring, dude. There was just nothing there, man.
Well, when they took away Paul Ellering, that's when you knew they're not going to go far.
Beginning at the end. That's the beginning of the end, because those two guys never had an opportunity to really fend for. Those two guys were green as grass, man. They were only wrestling for they were training for 2 or 3 years at that point, and then you put them on the main roster and take away the one thing that was helping them coast all along in NXT. Like, that was just bum from the get go, and those guys were failed upon arrival, bro. Like, and then they tried to put Drake Maverick with them for the most menacing appeal with them towering over him and so much bigger than him. Like it looked goofy. It looked goofy more than anything. So it was just like those guys were just gonna fail anyways.
Yeah, it's just, and it wasn't like a thing of like Triple H saying, we're gonna put you on the main roster and we're gonna take away Paul. It was just they debuted and then they just tell Paul, we don't need you. It's like, what the fuck? Like,
exactly. Like it was just weird, very random, very weird, and it was just not very good, And those guys lost probably the only chance they had to really get over was with Paul Ellering, and after that was done, it was done.
Yeah, but let's move on to the next match, which is the I guess the beginning of the, or that was the pre-show, but the beginning of the actual main show, which was WWE Women's Tag Team Championship match, a rematch from Elimination Chamber, or I don't know what you would call it. Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler, the champions, with Reginald defeated Sasha Banks, the women's champion, and Bianca Belair. The match was 9 minutes and 45 seconds. I'm gonna.
Can I be honest with you?
Go ahead.
Can I be honest with you?
Go ahead.
I don't give a damn about this matchup, man.
Thank you.
I don't give a damn.
You read my mind, dude. Listen.
Yeah, I don't even want to spend that much time talking about it.
Oh, yeah, we'll make this quick. But again, I love Bianca Belair. Love her to death.
Yeah, I love all the players involved, except for I'm not a Nia Jax fan. Shayna Baszler is growing on me. Sasha and Bianca are great mods, but it's just like I don't care.
Whoa! I thought you were talking about the Mania match with Bianca and Sasha.
Oh no! Well, I'm looking forward to that because I mean, culturally, for the culture,
right?
And Bianca and Sasha, like it's Sasha's first match to really have. It's something different for Sasha besides facing another member of the four horsewomen, so to speak. So I'm excited about that prospect, and I do believe because they're both Black African American women, I think that, like somebody laid out to me earlier, I do believe that they're going to be motivated to go out there and put on the best match possible.
Right. This match, again, we agreed we don't care about this match. The Mania match with Bianca and Sasha, I just. Hopefully,
there's no reason to care right now.
Yeah, there really isn't, because when you look at both women, they're kind of the same character when you really look at it, because
But the only difference is that Bianca seems more authentic with it,
right?
Whereas Sasha just feels forced at times.
You're right about that, and it's just like, what is the motivation of the match?
Yeah, exactly. There is none right now.
It's like, Sasha slapped Bianca, and now Bianca is like, okay. It's like, well, why do we need to care about this match? That's really my only question. Why do we need to care? Again, love Bianca. I'm not the biggest Sasha fan, but she's kind of grown on me a little bit as of late. But again, still not the biggest Sasha fan. But we'll see how this match goes. I'm a little worried that it might not be that great, because you got Sasha, who is the veteran, quote unquote, but she still doesn't really know how to lead a match, in my opinion. And then you got Bianca, who, again, Bianca's great, but she's still she has a little bit of greenness to her.
Still green. And that's all right, considering we all know how long she's been in NXT. Hasn't been that long. It wasn't like she came from the Indies or anything like that special. So, like, we know what it is,
Right.
So I'm not in the camp of, we don't expect anything spectacular or anything like that. But it's just like, I'm gonna just take what I can get from both of them and hope that they deliver, something nice. Something decent to nice.
Right.
I ain't expecting a 7-star classic or anything like that. Just something nice.
My preference going into Mania, because I had a feeling it was going to be Bianca at Mania somehow. My preference was Bianca and Bayley.
Right.
Because I think Bayley would have been a better matchup, because Bayley is a much better heel. Because she comes off as... Because you still get the vibe that Bayley is, like, cool as fuck to be around in person. And with Sasha, even when she tries to be cool, when she tries to be a heel, or not even a heel, but a face, you're like, yeah, you still kind of seem like a bitch. But with Bayley, I think Bayley would have been a much better matchup because she's, as far as the women go, she's the best heel. And she's, in my opinion, the best worker. And I think she would have been able to bring a much better fight to Bianca, and it would have gotten a lot more sympathy for Bianca. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I don't. Even Bayley, like, I think it would have been a better mat-to-mat wrestling match.
Right.
Because the one thing I always say is that I believe that Bayley's better than Sasha Banks as far as, like,
oh yes,
their styles. Like, Sasha gets a little shaky. She tries to do a little too much sometimes, and it comes back to bite her in the ass a little bit. Whereas Bayley sticks to what she knows and is good at it,
Right. But I mean, for all we know, it might end up being a really good match. But I'm having my worries.
Yeah, I'm not. Like I said, I'm not expecting I'm not excited about the prospect of it being some type of 7-star match. I'm just excited because of the magnitude. Like, it's two African American women, like, beating for a belt at WrestleMania. Like, it's like that.
Right.
That's a big deal to me, and I like both of them. So that's even more of a bigger deal to us, And it's just like,
right.
I like the ring work does matter, obviously, but it's just like you're looking at it's WrestleMania. Like, ring work really doesn't really matter all that much, even though Wrestle is in the title of the pay-per-view. But let's be honest, and I say this all the time, WrestleMania is a spectacle.
Right.
And, it's about all the other different things in between the wrestling and all this other shit. So, yeah, it is what it is, though.
All right, fair enough. Next match, which I was a little disappointed in. You got Big E, the Intercontinental Champion, going up against Apollo Crews for the Intercontinental title. This match was 5 minutes and 45 seconds. So that was a botch at the end of the match, right?
I have no idea. All I know is that I was looking down, talking to my brother, and next, I picked my head up, and the referee was signaling for the bell, and then Apollo jumped up Big E, and that was it. So.
Yeah, because I was watching the match with my sister-in-law, and I was just telling her, because I like both guys. I like Big E and I like Apollo. I like what they're doing with Apollo. I was just saying to myself, this seems like a Mania match because, they're putting the rocket on Big E, and it seems like they want to do something with Apollo. And I'm.
Well, yeah, they didn't turn Apollo to T'Challa.
So I never got a chance to ask you, how do you feel about the gimmick?
I like it. It's interesting. It's something different for him. He has a character now. For all these years, he would come out smiling and shit like a dummy.
Right.
Come out smiling. I'm nice. Hey, And now he's got some edge to him. He's got. My grandfather say, if they disobey you, you show them the steel. Like he has something now. And, it's something is always better than nothing. It's always having a gimmick, having a character is always better than having nothing. And it's not like it's fake. I mean, certain aspects of it is fabricated, I'm sure. But he really is from Nigeria. He has Nigerian roots. I never understood why they didn't go with the Nigerian thing to begin with, because that's all he was in the Indies. Uha Nation.
Right, and it's like
they tried to turn him into Terry Cruz's boring half brother or whatever,
Yeah, it's just like when he came into NXT, I really liked him. I was a fan of him from the get-go. I wasn't too familiar.
The thing about Apollo, and you said NXT, right? He wasn't there that long. If you go back and you look at it, he wasn't even there that long.
Yeah, he was there for maybe like half a year.
Not even that. He was there. He showed up in August, and he got called up to the main roster April that next year.
Yeah, it's like.
But he
8 months.
He didn't even do that much in NXT when you go back and look at it either. Like, he didn't do all that much.
He had one match against Finn Balor for the title, and then he had a match against Baron Corbin.
And that was it.
That's about it. Which,
yeah, exactly.
Which, when you look at it, but yeah, I've liked him. I've always been a fan of him. I wasn't too familiar with his indie work as UA Nation. The one thing I always kept hearing about him from Joey Numbers from Soup was
Rob Van Dam.
Yeah, that's what he would say. He this guy actually has personality. Like, he can be a heel. He can be a kind of, like you just said, he can be the black, Rob Van Dam, and he can be this. That's
what Joey used to say all the time. He could be like a black Rob Van Dam.
So again, I'm liking this gimmick because I like Apollo. When people I like are given chances, and it comes out pretty cool, especially when they're given chances and I like them, then I'm fine with it. So, but yeah, again, this is going to be a Mania match.
It is, and I said in the prediction show that me and Monty did that. I said there was going to be some type of fuck finish. It had to be some type of fuck finish because you can't throw away momentum. Either guy's momentum before WrestleMania.
Right.
So, and I'm glad they did the fuck finish here. I don't mind it because WrestleMania is around the corner. Now, if they did the fuck finish at WrestleMania, then there's an opportunity to have outrage. But right now, no way.
I think it would have made more sense if during the match Big E loses control and starts beating the fuck out of Apollo, to where he gets himself disqualified.
Mm-hmm. I would have had Big E spit in his face.
Or
I would have had Apollo. Yeah. I would have had Apollo Crews spit in his face,
and then Apollo could be like, "See, I'm in your head, Big E. I'm living rent free in your head.
I just spit in your face. What are you gonna do about it?
What are you going to do about it, Big E? I got you right here. I got you right here in the palm of my hand."
And you know why? I don't know if you seen the tweet that I tweeted out the other night, but I was like, Big E and Apollo Crews is probably my favorite feud in WWE period right now because, and I'll tell you why, because the words between the two, the verbiage between the two, it's so real, it's so authentic.
Right.
Like any black person can take what Big E and Apollo have been saying to each other, and they can say it. Damn, I was just talking to a homeboy across the street like that. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's kind of relatable in that sense. Especially some of the verbiage, they're not trying to overly script it to the point where they're having them use words that they wouldn't even normally remotely say at all. And it just feels personal between the two. It really does. And they didn't rush anything. This all took steps, and I'm liking what they're doing. Apollo Crews is looking good. My thing is this: they got to keep the momentum building between both of these guys. They got to have these guys beat people on TV up until Mania. That's one thing WWE's failing at doing. They're failing at keeping guys hot and strong for matches,
Right, because for Apollo, it's like you just said. For Apollo, he needs to go out there and start squashing dudes because it just
yes,
seems
he does.
It just seems like the only matches he's having are against Big E. So, leading up into Mania, have Apollo squash dudes, have Big E, squash dudes. And then that's the way you can build this feud up and make it seem interesting. I mean, you have 3 weeks, so you have a lot of work to do in 3 weeks. But I'm looking forward to this match.
Me too.
With fans in attendance, how do you think they're going to react to Apollo's entrance?
I'm not sure. I mean, if they give him something elaborate, him coming out with a bunch of Nigerian soldiers or something like that with a tank or something. I don't know, but maybe they might take
dope. That would be.
They
dope.
Would take some shots at Miroslav there, and have Apollo come out in the tank this time with some Nigerian soldiers and some women or something.
That would be so cool.
I think that would be pretty cool. Yeah.
I don't want to sound like I'm being offensive, but it's just like in Black Panther, just start having some dancers coming out. Like in the scene where Black Panther is about to fight M'Baku, just have this big celebration, and then that's when you have Apollo, he just comes out. That's gonna be fucking dope. I'm not gonna lie, I can't wait for Mania just to see that.
Yep.
But
I can't wait either, man. I think it's gonna be good.
My final question before we get out of the match, but okay, so. For both guys, if either of them lose, where do they go?
Wait, you talking about this matchup?
So, if Big E loses, where does he go from here? And if Apollo loses, I mean, let's just talk about Mania, like their match, which is gonna happen. If Big E loses, if Apollo loses, where exactly do they go, as far as like creatively and like career wise?
Well, I think Big E is obviously the next level. He's got to go after the Universal title.
Right.
Kind of has to. I mean, with the right build, he has to go after that championship. As far as Apollo goes, I don't know. I don't know. Like, let's just say theoretically that Edge wins the world title or Daniel Bryan even wins the world title. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just saying theoretically. Is Vince McMahon that interested in this gimmick to where he's going to give him a main event spot for pay-per-view?
Well, okay, so I think Apollo, I'm going to do something I never do, and I'm going to agree with Kevin Castle on something.
Mm-hmm.
He said, if I'm creative, I'm going to put the belt on Apollo. And I think he's right because, you know, again, Apollo...
What, the world title?
No. Intercontinental title.
Intercontinental title. Oh. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, give him
Why not? I thought Apollo did. I thought he did as good as he could possibly do when he was the United States champion. I thought he did a good job for what he was given, for what he was allowed to do. I thought he was a decent U.S. champ. You know,
right? And yeah, so give the Intercontinental belt to Apollo because he does not desperately, but like he needs it more than Big E. Big E, they're already making him a top guy, so and that kind of seems like your SummerSlam match. You know, your SummerSlam main event, which is Big E and Roman.
Yeah, definitely.
That's probably what's going to happen. But yeah, put the Intercontinental belt on Apollo. Like that's kind of seems like the way to go right now, in my opinion.
I think so too. I agree. And then like, if they play the cards right and let him have a nice run with it, maybe they can build him up. Like this time next year, they can build him up for a main event spot as well. Like you have to have continued momentum for a lot of these guys if you want them to get over.
Right. But, anyways,
that's why when Road Dogg was on his road trip, a few years ago, talking about how wins and losses don't matter. Yes, they do. If somebody's perceived as a loser, why should I care about them at all? Unless it's a part of the storyline that they lose all the time, like a Heath Slater. Like a Heath Slater can get away with something like that, losing all the time, and the fans still sticking with him. You know what I'm saying? Like he can get away with that.
Or Kurt
Hawkins. As long as it's a part of. Yeah, exactly. Like, as long as it's a part of the story, but when the guys just get buried every week with no storyline attached to it, he's just losing just for the fuck's sake of losing, then of course people ain't gonna care. You know what I'm saying? Of course people ain't gonna care. You wonder why Hawkins and Ryder got a big pop when they won the tag team belts a couple years ago at WrestleMania?
Because they're losers.
They built to it. They were losers and they built to that. Kurt Hawkins finally getting a win. And he got a win at WrestleMania.
Well, it was also in New York. It was also in New York, so that helped too.
Look, let me tell you something. Kurt Hawkins is not that popular in New York.
Well, no. The point I'm trying to make is they're both New York guys, so it kind of helps.
Zack Ryder is, but Hawkins and
I'm not saying that they're massively over in New York. I can't speak on that, but I'm saying is that it helped.
I will tell you, Zack Ryder is massively over in New York. Kurt Hawkins. Brian Myers, never.
Well, the point I'm making is that they're both New York boys, so that kind of, I guess, makes the story a little bit more sweeter. That's the point.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, for sure.
But,
plus, he's trying to kiss everybody's ass by wearing the Jet colors too. So there you go.
All right. So speaking of losers, next match, you got Braun Strowman defeating Elias. The setup for this was that it was supposed to be Shane McMahon, but Shane McMahon, quote unquote, injured his ankle in training, and he chose Elias as his substitute. Or Elias wanted a chance, and then Shane McMahon said, "I got the perfect opportunity for you." And he thought it was going to be a performance, but it ended up being a match against Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman beats the shit out of Elias and Jackson Riker. And what's the whole fucking point of this feud with Braun and Shane?
I don't know. I don't care about this either, bro. I'd rather not talk about it at all.
Okay, let's move on. Moving on.
Yeah, please.
You got
for all of us, baby.
You got the next match. The next 3 out of the 4 matches you can easily say were match of the night. So right. you got Seth Rollins against Shinsuke Nakamura. The match was 12 minutes and 55 seconds. Went the way it should. Again, Seth Rollins, you can say what you want, but you can't ever say that he's not going to go out there and not perform. Like, he can.
No, he's a fucking wrestling machine, bro.
He can still go out there and perform. Nakamura kind of seems like he has a new lease on life or not new lease on life, but like he seems like he has more of a fire.
He's invigorated. Like he's ready to go. He's engaged right now.
But yeah, we kind of knew what this match was building up to because it looks like we're getting Cesaro and Seth at Mania, which I'm fine with because it's giving Cesaro a chance to showcase. They're giving him a little bit of a push. I don't know if it's gonna lead to a possible championship match, which why the fuck not? Because it's Cesaro. Like, give the dude a chance. I mean, he's obviously not gonna win, but just give him a chance at least.
Yeah. Hey, look, we was talking about Apollo Crews winning the Intercontinental title. Hey, if he does, Apollo and Cesaro don't sound bad to me at all.
Oh, that can be your SummerSlam. That can be a SummerSlam match.
Damn right it could be.
I'm fine with that. I didn't even think about that, dude.
Yep.
Next match, in my opinion, was the match of the night. Drew McIntyre and Sheamus in a no-holds-barred match. Match went 19 minutes and 40 seconds. I had Rob from Wrestling Court on the show yesterday. He says Sheamus is having the best wrestling matches of his career.
I agree. I agree. I said the same exact thing. I told Monty that yesterday when he was doing our predictions. I was like, ever since Sheamus came back last year, taking all that time off, he's been in his bag. He's been in his bag like groceries, man. He's been putting out match at them. He's been putting on bangers on the shelf, bro. Like, he's definitely been going out there and having good matches, man. And I'm just like, okay, I've never really enjoyed Sheamus's work constantly like this up until last year and to this point we have him now. He's not missing at all. And you know what? It's even enough for me to even say that I wouldn't mind Sheamus being like a world champion right now. I know that might sound a little, scary to a lot of people, but Sheamus, man, I'm telling you, he's looking good. He's looking good. And I thought I would never ever see anything like that. But he's proven, hey, you got to call a spade sometimes. Even if you don't like if you don't like a certain wrestler, you have to call a spade, and he's putting on good work.
And even Mish from Wrestling Soup had to admit, Sheamus and Drew are having the best matches on the card out of anyone. And to hear him say that, it's like, Jesus. But I'm
still not impressed until Joey Numbers says something about it.
I think Joe refuses to say anything complimentary about Sheamus. Like, that's the one guy that's his hill to die on, as far as like, I will refuse to give this guy any credit for anything.
Yeah.
Man,
it's like
I love Joey. Come on.
Yeah, I know. We all love Joey. Shout out to Joey Numbers. But, yeah, Sheamus is just like, he's putting on good work, man. You can't argue with what he's doing right now.
These two they went out there and they just, they beat the shit out of each other. The kendo sticks, kendo sticks are kind of being played out, but I guess it made sense. But my whole thing is, and this is just, the wrestling fan of me has been watching it since 1997. It's like, can we at least maybe get some like cuts or blood on somebody's face? At least. Like, I'm not.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm not some CZW like crazy bloodthirsty GCW, type mark or anything like that. But yeah, I think like, what's wrong with having a little bit of blood here? If you're teasing the fact that these two guys are physical, why not give us some blood?
It's like these are two guys that you see at a pub, and they just beat the shit out of each other in a pub brawl. I don't know what you would call a fight in a pub or whatever, but just
pub fight.
There you go. I guess whatever. But
fucking European brawl.
Again, I'm not looking at a Crimson Mask. I'm not looking at Britt Baker, Crimson Mask. What I'm looking at more is just like, can we get some repercussions? Like, can Drew have some cuts on his face or some bruises or welts? Can Sheamus
something to show that they've been through a war besides the back scratches and whelps? Because that's the only thing they really have to show for it.
Right.
Besides that, nothing else. And that's Sheamus in every match, honestly.
Right, but
Like
yeah.
Sheamus is always taking pictures of his back getting all swelled up because that's how damn white his skin is. His skin is that damn transparent. You know what I'm saying? You could throw a baseball at Sheamus' back and like whelp up. You know what I'm saying? So that's not really saying all that much. You know what I'm saying? So now when you see whelps on a guy like maybe a Big E or Apollo Crews' back, now we're talking.
Yeah, it's just like WWE needs to kind of let up with, we're PG. We're for the
especially
kiddos.
especially on the network. You know what I'm saying? Like,
And it's
I think it's and they got a lot of adult content on that shit too. On that,
It's like
never mind.
You turn
I was about to.
you turn on SVU and there's like a corpse, rape victim, but you turn on WWE,
exactly.
but it's for WWE. It's like we're for the kiddos. We're the kiddos.
Yeah,
we love the kiddos.
I was just about to make a reference towards that too. Like they were saying some outrageous shit on the episode I seen the other day. I'm just like, hey.
It's like, Jesus,
and this is the same channel that WWE just sold their, that network to. So, yeah, that makes all the sense in the world.
Maybe being on NBC, they might let up the reins a little bit, but that's just wishful thinking on my part.
Right, definitely.
So I don't know, but again, great match.
I'm telling you, this should have been a Mania match.
You know what?
Sheamus and Drew should have been a Mania match, given their history, given their story. That video package tonight, that should have been a fucking Mania match. I'm telling you.
Let me ask
should have been.
Let me ask you something.
Right.
So, I guess we're kind of already skipping ahead. So, it looks like the Universal title will be triple threat at Mania. That's kind of the way it looks.
It's looking that way. It's looking that way. I mean, Edge. They wouldn't have Edge hit Bryan like that. And
right.
Would have Bryan hit Edge like that if it wasn't.
Well, I'm asking that because do you think that's what they'll do with the WWE Championship? They'll possibly add Sheamus in the match.
I don't think they're gonna do triple threats. Even though I wouldn't mind it. I mean, all three of those guys. And we've all had our fun with Bobby Lashley. I know I have. We all have had our fun making fun of Drew McIntyre to a lesser extent. I know you and I have been like on the praise train of Drew McIntyre.
Right.
Some of our other contemporaries there, they don't really care for Drew McIntyre all that much. But and Sheamus, we've all put on Sheamus too. But like I said, you can't deny the fact that all three guys are putting on some of the best work of their careers right now. They really are. Bobby Lashley's, he's looking like a fucking monster. To the point when I'm not even making fun of him anymore. I haven't mocked Bobby Lashley's voice in a long time.
What was your Bobby Lashley impression again?
Drew, you didn't beat me for the title. Even tonight in that commercial, I'm just like, oh my god, that commercial's so bad.
Go get your vaccination.
Go get your vaccination.
I'm Bobby.
It's available to everybody in the world.
I can't do it. You do it a lot
Bobby
better.
Lashley. Oh, when he beat Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle, I beat you. I beat your ass, Kurt. I'm like, oh my god, stop letting this guy talk. The best two things Impact ever did was they gave him MVP in the beginning. Then they gave him Dan Lambert, who's a pretty good heel manager for somebody that's not even in the wrestling business like that.
Right. You know what my favorite impression is right now is Mish's Randy Orton Buffalo Bill impression.
Oh God.
Ooh. Oh my God! I don't know why. Because first time I heard it, I laughed. I was dying laughing, and then the second time, I was laughing even harder, and I was driving, and I was laughing so hard I was crying to where I thought I was gonna pass out. But it's just like it's funny to think about because like Randy Orton does kind of get off to people being. It seems like Randy Orton does get off to people being bored because he just doesn't give a fuck. He does not give a fuck about anything anymore. He's just out there to cash checks.
He floats his own way. He doesn't give a damn what you got to say about him.
It's like
Randy Orton does his own thing, moves his own way. That's why people like him. That's why people like him now.
Yeah, but he doesn't want you to like him. He wants you to be bored. He wants like if he senses you like him, he's like somebody like that RKO. I need you to be bored.
Mm-hmm.
Would you? Mish does it better. I can't do it. But, anyways, so what the fuck are we talking about? Yeah, Drew McIntyre and Sheamus. Great match. In my opinion, match of the night. I think it was better than their Raw match from a few weeks ago. But that's just me. Speaking of Randy Orton.
I have no idea what the hell that was.
What do you mean?
That video, whatever the hell that was. But Randy Orton took on a woman tonight, y'all.
Oh, yes. Segueing into that, Randy Orton versus Alexa Bliss in an intergender match. The match was 4 minutes and 45 seconds.
It was a bunch of guys we expected, and it ended with Jeepers Creepers Fiend coming out.
I guess whatever the fuck that was.
I don't even know what the hell that was, but it looked pretty cool. I can tell you that much. I thought it looked cool. Bray Wyatt's always finding ways. He's like the Undertaker. I don't know if he's been sitting underneath that Undertaker learning tree or not, but one thing I will say is that he's got one trait that the Undertaker has, and a lot of people compare Bray Wyatt to the Undertaker. But I will say this: Undertaker and Bray Wyatt both have that sense in mind to change it up, and always they have that mindset to go and reinvent themselves, whether it's a hairstyle or a tire change or a new move. Something like that. Undertaker and Bray Wyatt are alike in that sense, where they have that sense to always change it up. They don't want to be stale, and I can respect that. Whereas Kane and Big Show, to me, were kind of stale for forever.
Right.
Especially more so Big Show.
You mean Paul White? It's Paul White, RJ.
Well, I mean Big Show in WWE. Paul White.
Well, it's the White Show.
Oh, God. White. Paul White.
I wanted to go to AEW so I can continue my wrestling.
Good Lord. How long will it be before Big Show, or Paul White win the world title?
I think me and Kenny can go out there and have a great match.
Oh. Paul, so Paul, what is your goal in AEW, Paul?
It's to go to AEW and help out the younger talent, but really, I'm just helping myself.
Yeah, come on, you have to save some for the younger talent. I mean, look at Dante Martin, look at Max Caster, and all.
I don't know who any of those people are. All I'm saying is that I came here so I can be reinvigorated with my wrestling career.
But you're supposed to be helping out guys like Wardlow and Luchasaurus and the other Jolly Green Brazilian Giant. You can't be going out for business for yourself. You had a career. It's done. It's over. How many times are you going to turn heel and babyface?
At least 15 more times in the next 3 years.
Goodness gracious, you're 45 years old. You have to let it go.
But I'm still young, damn it.
Not anymore. Don't you know giants don't live that long?
That's dark.
Oh my God. Oh,
oh my God. He was on Renee Young's show, and it was actually a pretty good listen. He talked about working with Kenny. He was like, I think me and Kenny can have a good match. I'm just like,
if you can keep up.
Ugh.
Because we all know Kenny Omega, he be doing all that spinning and dancing and shit, and waving his fingers, clapping his feet.
One thing I'll say
toes with finger bang.
One thing I'll say about Paul White is that he strikes me as somebody that won't do any of the dumb bullshit in the company.
No, he won't. And you know what? They would hate that. That's why I'm not even sure if a lot of these WWE guys are gonna, former WWE guys. I can't even talk tonight. Right. I'm not even sure if a lot of the former WWE guys that go over there are gonna even pan out. Right. Because of the Young Bucks pull. I don't know. Maybe somebody like a Curtis Axel. I'm just saying. Curtis Axel goes over there. Curtis Axel's he's a fine performer and everything like that, but he's not somebody that's gonna light up an AEW type crowd. Like, he ain't doing no tope suicidas. He's not doing a bunch of different super kicks and shit like that, right?
Well, you know what?
What would you think his face would be like if the Young Bucks told him he had to take like 17 super kicks in a row?
If it's somebody like Curtis
Axel,
like, who's always
fuck
been
out of here.
If it's somebody like Curtis Axel, who's always been an underneath guy, they're gonna do whatever the fuck it takes to stay on television. If it's somebody like a Big Show, You know what? I was laughing at the thought of people even suggesting that Brock Lesnar would go to AEW, that he would be the surprise guy, because you know what would happen if Brock Lesnar would go to AEW? Tony Khan would say, "Okay, you're going to go out there and wrestle Joey Janela." You know what?
Cool.
You know what Brock Lesnar would do? He would look at Tony Khan, and he would look at Joey Janela, and he would look back at Tony Khan and bitch slap him.
Yeah, I believe that too.
And he would
You
take
need to
his
work with
money
this
and
little
leave.
fuck.
You're gonna work at 9 days. You're gonna work 9 days. You're gonna wrestle him in 9 days. Oh God.
9 days.
9 days. You're gonna wrestle 9 days. 9 days. 9 days. Jesus Christ. So much for I'm not gonna be an honored talent.
No control whatsoever. No, like he's so uncool, bro. Like he's a dweeb. And I said it was a good thing that it was different, but it's just like if that's what he's gonna be like on TV, it's gonna suck after a while. But yeah, Tony Khan, I don't know, man. He's a nerd.
He's a money
he comes
mark.
across as one.
He's a money mark.
Yeah, he definitely comes across as one. He doesn't come across as a boss. Like if I was those guys in the back, like I wouldn't even fear him. And a lot of the overall consistency, I don't have a lot of sauces, like Joey Number says. I don't have a lot of sauces in AEW yet, like I do in WWE. I got some certain eyes in WWE, especially more particular NXT. Mm-hmm. But from outside people that have talked to other people that I know that are around the AEW bubble,
right?
Like they confirm everything that people speculate online, that the inmates do indeed run the asylum. That those guys trample over the poor fuck. He
right.
just, he's one of those bosses that are happy to be there. He's happy to let the guys do whatever they want to do.
Right.
He's leaving them free to their devices. Go ahead. While that might be a nice thing, if you're giving guys creative freedom to a certain degree, and I think, honestly, that should be given to guys who are proven. If you're a proven draw, a proven commodity, those are guys who deserve that opportunity to be to have that type of creative freedom and stuff like that. When you're mediocre and you're green and you don't have anything going for you like that, and you got creative freedom, you telling the boss what you're gonna do and what you're not gonna do. I'm like, motherfucker, who are you? Your fuck ass is gonna be fuck, and you get out there and you're gonna fucking dance like a chicken, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I tell you to, not the other way around, partner. This ain't how this shit works, pal. I'm signing the checks, not you, bitch.
And it's like that's the one thing we discussed a while back, which is, they need somebody in that company that can rein these guys in. Vince McMahon, we can say whatever we want about him. We can say he's out of touch, blah, 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 which might be true. But it's just like, you look on his TV show, Chris Jericho would not come in his company looking the way he does. Because Vince McMahon would let him know, you're kind of getting, a little chunky around the gills, pal. Like he would let him know you need to lose weight. You see people like Bayley who stays in constant shape. You see Charlotte stay in constant shape. Roman Reigns, example, the guy is fucking Jack Diesel, and you and me talked about it, which is you put Roman Reigns in the ring with Kenny Omega, Roman's gonna look at Kenny and go, "Who the fuck is this guy? This guy's a joke. I will literally eat this guy for breakfast, lunch, and dinner." And it's just nobody. Probably the only guy that keeps himself in really good shape is Cody. Other than that, you see a guy like Kenny. Kenny was in amazing shape years ago, and it looks like he's either working out less or he's just not really working out at all. Or
he lost some mass,
right? Because he had a 6-pack at one point. And he's
Kenny Omega was like, to me, Kenny Omega was like bigger too. Like, I don't know, when he was in the trunks, he looked a whole lot bigger. I don't know, it's something about when guys switch to tights, they look a whole lot more small. Like Apollo Crews, I was looking at him tonight, he looks a whole lot more smaller compared to when he wore the trunks. And I don't know if that's the same thing that's going on with Kenny Omega, or he just really stopped working out. Because he was bigger than that before, when he first started the whole cleaner gimmick.
Right, and then you look at Jericho, which
because I remember I was looking at him. They had him in the junior heavyweight division. I'm like, dude, like this Kenny Omega's bigger than a lot of these guys. Like, he shouldn't even be in this division. He's bigger than AJ Styles. So,
Right.
like, I was like, dude, like, why is he, why is he competing against these smaller guys in the junior heavyweight division? So, I don't know.
Right. So what the fuck were we talking about? Oh yeah, Alexa Bliss, Randy Orton, the Fiend coming back as Freddy Krueger, pretty much. But
we don't know what the fuck. Freddy Krueger, hybrid. We don't know.
That's gonna be a Mania rematch from 2017. So that went so well the first time.
They better not do none of the bullshit they pulled the last time. That's all I got to say. They can't do that bullshit that he pulled then, because that was awful. That was really bad, and I don't know why they thought that was a good idea.
Yeah, that match.
Even still to the day, that earthworm shit, that shit in the ring, like, that was bad. That was awful.
And that was just a weird feud in general, because you bring in Randy Orton. And I remember looking back on it, it's like Randy Orton was in the group and they treated him like family, and then he turns his back on Bray and burns his house. I'm like, Randy kind of looks like the heel in this one, and Bray should be the face, because it's like Bray was actually very nice to you. He was like,
I treated you like family, and then you burned down my house. I took you out to breakfast that one day, and I even bought you a Tutti Frutti.
We were singing a bunch of songs in the compound, and you do this to me?
I bought us these best friends forever bracelets, and then you do this to me, Randy, after I treated you like family.
We got matching tattoos and everything. Everything I ever did for you, man.
I even got a tattoo of a snake on my back. I called him Randy.
You and I cheated on our wives together, man. We both shared JoJo, damn it.
oh my god.
Oh my god. I'm pretty sure we swapped. Jesus Christ. But yeah, like it was very weird, and I like to have them all this feud has been built on as a big continuation of that. So, and damn it, my Knicks lost again by 1 point. God damn it.
So now we're in the main event. The longest match of the night, actually. Roman Reigns, the Universal Champion, with Paul Heyman versus Daniel Bryan, with Edge as a special guest enforcer. The match was actually 30 minutes even. For the
good. It was a good match. Bryan put on Bryan and Roman both put on a great championship matchup. It was good. No bullshit, no gaga. Of course, towards the end. But through and through, fucking fight. It was a fucking war. And that's exactly what that Universal Championship needed after, being held hostage by Goldberg a bunch of times and held by Brock Lesnar. Like, that belt is finally getting championship matches that it deserves in this belt or in its history for it to be recognized as something spectacular, Because let's be honest, that Universal Championship was like dead in the water for a long time, and now I think with Roman Reigns winning it, Bray Wyatt, I was excited when he got it and everything like that. But even when he had it, as much as I'm a big Bray Wyatt fan, and that's one thing about me, I could be a big fan of somebody, but I can admit when certain things just aren't there or just aren't clicking. Right. His matches, aside for the ones he had with Bryan, weren't exactly the best, why he was Universal Champion the last time. So, and the stuff with Braun was even just not worse. Bray Wyatt's at his best when he's working with somebody that's a good worker.
Yeah.
Bryan seems to be a guy that can get a whole lot out of him. All the matches they ever had together have been fucking fantastic, phenomenal.
Daniel Bryan can just get a good match out of anybody. Like,
Daniel Bryan can actually wrestle the blow-up doll. Like, he can wrestle the blow-up doll, and I probably wouldn't even get mad.
We don't need Jim Cornette hating Daniel Bryan. Come on.
But like I'm pretty sure even Daniel Bryan can make it look so respectable to the point where Jim Cornette wouldn't even blow up.
You know what?
God damn.
I hate a lot of these cosplay twinkle toe, finger pointing fucks for doing all this dumb bullshit. Fucks. Daniel Bryan, however, he did
Bryan Danielson. No, he still calls it Bryan Danielson. Bryan Danielson.
Bryan Danielson went out there and had a believable match with a blow-up doll. It looked good. The stuff was stiff. It was smooth as silk. I can't even get mad at Bryan Danielson. He was just too goddamn good. It was just too goddamn fucking good.
That fucking Spanish fly off the top, bro. It was so slick. It was slicker than coming a go-to.
What the French fried titty fuck is going on in this company that Daniel Bryan can have a good match with anybody, even a fucking blow-up doll? What the fuck?
The fuck?
And then,
I know he's getting heat right now for what he said about Penelope Ford and Miro and all them
funny.
last week.
And then hearing Bryan's last impression of Miro, that was too funny.
You piece of shit!
What is this video game?
Kicking the shit out of you.
Answer me, you Mark.
You Mark. Jim Cornette, I break your back. You stupid fuck.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Andrade just got released.
Oh, fuck, really?
Yeah.
Really? Hold on, I gotta check this out. I'm not saying you're lying. I gotta check this out for myself. Hold on, what the fuck? Because I know he posted something saying that he got good news or whatever you want to fucking call it.
He's done.
Where the hell is the news at? Where are you seeing this, by the way?
WWE.com.
Oh, okay. And that's probably not why I'm seeing it. So this has literally just come out?
Yeah,
oh, I see it.
He just tweeted it out.
I see it. There we go. Andrade. WWE has come to terms on the release of Andrade. We wish him all the best in all of his future endeavors. Shit. Well, goddamn. So, hey, good for him.
Yeah, he got his release, so... Hey, all the best to El Idolo, man. I'm a fan. It's a shame that it didn't work out. That it didn't work out. I'm pretty damn sure that the language barrier had a whole lot to do with it. The fact that he didn't know how to properly talk English, and Andrade had a very big, like Kevin Castro said, he had a very big connection problem with the audience. So even in NXT, he wasn't really all that over. So I mean, he had phenomenal matches, and like that's in a sense where you got reactions. But as far as him in general coming out and getting reactions beforehand, no, he never really got it. He never really connected with the audience. But I thank him for all his service, and he's a guy that can go anywhere in the world and wrestle. I would like to see him in Ring of Honor with Roosh. Mm-hmm. I would like to see everybody. Oh, AEW. To me, AEW is not the answer for everything and everybody.
Yeah, like personally,
I think he should go to either Japan, maybe even Naito, or go to Ring of Honor and team with Roosh. I think that could be good because Ring of Honor they need a little shot in the arm. And while Andrade is not the biggest superstar in the world, a guy leaving WWE who's had some good success here, and I say here locally. Like he just let him go ahead and do his thing. So I'm glad they're not holding him hostage and they just give him his release. Yeah,
and again, good for Andrade. You know, he's wherever he goes, he's going to do great. I kind of hope he doesn't go to AEW because, like you said, AEW doesn't need to be the answer for everything, and he sure should not.
They have a lot of talent, anyways, bro. That they're not even really they're using for the elevation stuff and the dark stuff, but it's just like all right, let somebody like MLW use them, or somebody like New Japan or
nice.
Ring of Honor, you know.
So he's gonna do great wherever he goes. So good for him, and hopefully Aleister Black is not too far behind him.
Yeah, hopefully so too. Like they gotta stop being petty.
But let's finish up the match. Great match. You know, which what we expected because it's Daniel Bryan, and then it's
Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns has been in his bag too, man. So, Roman Reigns he's unfucking believable right now. He's on another level. I mean, the overall package, like he's really good, bro. Like his matches have been very good. The storytelling's been good. The trash talking, the overall verbiage of Roman Reigns, it's good.
What I was saying about Roman, because this is what we were talking about Roman with when I had Rob on yesterday. Roman is on a whole nother level. He's doing amazing work. He's, as far as his character work goes, he's amazing. He's doing shit that he should have been doing fucking 6 years ago. As far as like him in the ring, Roman is obviously. I mean, this isn't really a knock on him. It's just kind of calling a spade a spade. Roman is obviously a lot better in the ring when he has better people to work with. If you put him in the ring with Kevin Owens, if you put him in the ring with Daniel Bryan, of course the matches are going to be great. If you put him in the ring with, I don't know, say Goldberg or Baron Corbin, it's
Of course, it ain't gonna work out.
It's going to stink up the joint. So, again, there's really no shame in being able to have a good match with Daniel Bryan or AJ Styles or Kevin Owens or even Jay.
That's a given.
Or even Jey Uso. You know, he had a great match with Jay. So, I love the match. I wasn't crazy about the finish. I knew Edge was going to get involved because,
Of course.
because someone put he kind of looked as useful as a substitute teacher in the match because he was just.
He was about as useful as a poopy flavored lollipop.
There you go. Yeah, a dodgeball reference. There you go. I love that reference.
There you go.
But yeah.
But that wasn't a complete full reference. According to the unrated version, it was something a whole lot worse. He said, actually.
I don't want to know. Actually, I want to know. What do you say?
You're about as useful as a cock flavored lollipop.
Yeah,
that's what he actually said.
Why does that sound like a Jim Cornette thing?
I know, right?
These fucking
a cock flavored lollipop.
These fucking cosplay goofs are about as useful as a cock flavored lollipop. But yeah, that's again, wasn't crazy about the finish. How I thought the match was going to end was Edge was going to try and spear Jay, and then he accidentally ends up spearing Daniel, and then Roman goes for the pin. You know, what ended up happening was Jay came out and attacked Edge and hit him with a chair, and then hit I think he was about to hit Daniel, and then Daniel reversed it, and whatchamacallit, Daniel goes for the chair, he tries to go after Roman, he ducks, and then he hits Edge, and then Daniel goes for the yes lock. Roman's actually tapping out, but Edge doesn't see it, but Edge gets up and starts hitting both guys with a chair and gets pissed off, and you can hear him say, you know, this is supposed to be my moment, which I guess Edge is a heel? I guess?
Uh-huh.
Which, it kind of came off as comical, because it's like, it almost seemed like an episode of My Super Sweet 16, where it's like, this must be my party! This is my moment! This is about me, not about you or me. Like, he's doing all that shit, just walking to the back. I'm like, okay. And then, you know, Roman goes for the pin, 1, 2, 3. So, that was the match. Again, great match. Just didn't like the ending. So how Daniel gets involved in this is the idea I pitched. So, now Daniel kind of has to get involved. You know, Daniel will, you know, confront, you know, Edge. And there's, you know, there'll be some good shit talking. Like, they're going to have a match. You know, Daniel's going to call Edge out and be like, you know, I want a match. You know, I want to wrestle you because I was that close to winning the Universal Championship and you took it from me. And then Edge can be like, well, this is my moment, not yours. You already had your moment, blah, blah, blah. And they can have a match on SmackDown to determine who's really going to face Roman. And then Roman can come out and fuck with the match. And Adam Pearce or Vince McMahon can say, you know, well, God damn it, I'm getting tired of this shit. So WrestleMania, it's going to be Roman Reigns versus Edge versus Daniel Bryan in a triple threat match. Like, you can have that happen. And like, again, WrestleMania is in 3 weeks, so you kind of have to make a decision as to what you're going to do.
And you know what? The funny part about it is that WWE didn't completely cut themselves in the balls by, you know, including Daniel Bryan and not have it seem like it's a last minute inclusion, because he's been involved in the story for a while now. Right. So it's not like this big, grandiose, like, last-minute addition all of a sudden. Like, he's been surrounding the story for a long time. Well, not for a long time, but for as long as it's been going on. So, I think it's good. I can't complain. Look, Edge, I don't know if it's a protection thing. They want to protect Edge or they want to protect Roman. You know, but the physicalities and stuff like that.
It most likely
they might want to play it safe. They might want to play it safe with Edge, so that he doesn't get injured, you know, again, right out of the gate.
Well, it most likely is to protect Edge. I think that
might be what it is.
It most likely is to protect Edge because, you know, the way a lot of people have been looking at it is, one, you know, Edge, you know, was retired for, you know, 8.5 years almost, and then he comes back, wrestles a few matches, and ends up re-injuring himself. Not his neck, but like his shoulder, I believe. And then he was out for another 8 months. And, you know, came back on the Royal Rumble. So the way, you know, even I look at this, and I like Edge, I like Roman, but it's just like, the way I see it is like, Roman should, in actuality, just go out there and just fucking squash him. Like, this should not be a competitive match. So you put Daniel Bryan in there, and it's like you just said. They haven't shot themselves in the foot by involving him, and because it makes sense. And this is a way to, again, protect Edge and to protect the match in general. Because if it ends up being just Edge and Roman, it's not going to be a very good match. You put Daniel Bryan in there, it enhances the match, because there's no chance in hell Daniel Bryan is going to let the match be bad. He's going to improve the match. He's going to make Roman look great. He's going to make Edge look great. It's going to be a great match, and I'm really looking forward to it if it happens, which it more than likely will.
Right. And that's cool, and that's what needs to be done, And you can't have those guys shit to bed, especially if Roman and Edge don't have the chemistry or whatever to have a one-on-one match or anything like that. Like, it's best to just have Daniel Bryan be that bridge to help gap it and piece it all together. Because he's, like we said earlier, like, he can make anything, he can take anything and make it work, man.
Right. I wouldn't be surprised if Edge, even says, "Hey, I want to work with Daniel Bryan. I want to have a feud with Daniel Bryan." So this, again, looking forward to it. Hope it happens, and more than likely will. So yeah, that was our Fastlane, not Fastlane, Fastlane review show. What were your highlights and lowlights of the show, man?
Seeing the Fiend back, I'm a big Bray Wyatt fan, so seeing him back, that was good. Honestly, the last few matches, just like you, like, I thought Drew and Sheamus was good. Bryan and Roman was fantastic. So, like, yeah, I definitely think the latter half of the show was good. Seeing Retribution split or whatever the hell they got going on, I'm intrigued by that. like I said, I like the guys involved. It's just that it's obvious it's a shitty gimmick,
Right.
So, like, I'm definitely intrigued by a lot of different things they got coming out of this show. So, I know a lot of people are down on WrestleMania, and people even going as far as to say is they're watching that Impact pay-per-view over WrestleMania.
Fuck on. Really?
I'm not, like, unless it's Rich. It better be Rich Swann versus the damn Ring at that pay-per-view. If it's not, I don't want to see it. If Monty's still on, you know what I'm talking about. It better be Rich Swann versus the damn Ring.
There's no chance in hell because they chose Rich Swann because I guess it's a better matchup for Kenny. Because if it's Moose and Kenny Omega, Moose ain't doing that dumb shit that Kenny wants.
No, he's not.
And also, Moose is. I think he's leaving Impact, and he's more than likely coming to WWE.
You think so?
I think he will, because I don't know Moose well. I don't really know him at all, but it's just like
Moose. The thing about Moose is that Moose is missing something, and what he's missing, in my opinion, he's missing. He's not a good talker. He talks with a little bit of a lisp. He's got that. He talks like Cody Rhodes, where I'm gonna beat you. They got that lisp problem. He needs a mouthpiece.
Like you just said earlier, put him with Malcolm Bivens.
And they did that in Ring of Honor, and they still had Moose talking. I'm like, why do you put these guys with these guys if you have them still talking at the end of the day? Like King Mo in MLW, like he's awful. He's an awful promo cutter. Like, he sounds like he doesn't even sound as intimidating as he looks. He's got that Bobby Lashley, Brock Lesnar, Mike Tyson effect. They look intimidating, but when they open their mouth, he's just like, I can't take this guy fucking seriously anymore. And and they have Dan Lambert. I'm like, just have him shut up and just pose and shadow box behind Dan Lambert and let him shut up. But they still insist on having these guys still talk, even when they're not the best at it. And I think that Moose and Don Callis has been saying on commentary for like the last 3 years, Moose is missing that one piece. I think he needs some representation. You're the fucking owner of the company. Give him a fucking manager. How you gonna offer this man advice, quote unquote, on commentary, but not fall through with like potentially giving him that, filling in that spot to help cope with your storyline advice? Like, come on.
I think he'll come to WWE, again, because Moose looks like a star. He looks like $1 million. Like you just said, he's missing something. They'll find him They'll find somebody for him. I mean, I think you can give him MVP, but then that would mean he would have to join the Hurt Business, and don't think they're lacking stars. I mean, you can probably take out.
I think they need somebody younger. I think Shelton. They could do without Shelton, in my opinion.
Maybe it's just coming from a place. I love Shelton, so
I love Shelton Benjamin too, but Shelton Benjamin, he's just like, I don't know. Like I see Lashley, right, and I see Cedric. Obviously, he's like the younger hip brother and everything like that. And he's coming along, and I just see Shelton Benjamin. I was just like I don't know. Like I think they could do without him. Like I think they could replace him with like a guy like Swerve, who could, especially if they want to do like Shelton and Swerve as a team, like that can be a fun team. To me, Shelton and Cedric, when they were the tag team champions, it just felt like blah.
Right.
It just felt blah, and it's just like because.
So that
like the dynamic wasn't really all that fun. Whereas I think like a guy like Swerve, I think Swerve and Cedric could work well together, and I think Cedric and Moose can even work good together.
So that can
if they want to go down that route.
That can be a thing of like MVP, saying we need some changes in the Hurt business, and
we need some young talent. We need some young blood in here.
And then he turns over to Shelton, or no, they bring in Moose and Swerve, and Shelton's like we have too many members, and MVP's like yeah I know. And then Moose and Swerve just beat the shit out of Shelton and just throw him out of the group. Like that could be your way to bring him in.
Dude, don't let him talk though before that happens, because Shelton Benjamin's awful on the mic, bro.
Yeah,
he's awful. He's awful on the mic.
Shelton, he has a future as a trainer. He can easily just be a trainer for NXT.
Oh, for sure, for wrestling and wrestling ability, hell yeah. He pays Shelton Benjamin whatever he needs to in order to give him that job, like. And maybe he can even be an official. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I definitely see that, but or a producer or something like that. Definitely, why not? But God, a guy giving people advice on how to be a complete superstar in the business, not Shelton Benjamin. Shelton Benjamin was always missing that real feel of charisma and that real. He never had that real ability to really talk.
I think if he were able to,
and trust me, I know where he lives at, or I know where he's from. He's from Orangeburg, South Carolina, and I'm here to tell you, there's a lot of illiterate people that live in Orangeburg, South Carolina. So trust me, I know my little sister's live there, so I know.
I was gonna say I think if he were able to talk, he could have been the Black Kurt Angle.
Definitely, or if he had a fraction of Kurt Angle's charisma, Shelton Benjamin would have been something bigger than what he was.
Right. So there's like two things I wanted to talk about that I didn't get a chance to talk about yesterday with Rob. So first thing was the what did you think about the Wednesday Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa match?
It was fantastic. It was everything it needed to be. Somebody tipped me off to it and how amazing it was. So I already knew it was going to happen. Like they gave me the full spoilers for everything that happened on AEW. So I didn't even have to change back and forth because I already knew it was going to go down on AEW this past Wednesday. So
right, because if anyone doesn't know, the show was pre-taped, so the results came out the week prior. And what was funny was that the spoilers was being sent to me as the show was being taped. What I was saying was that the spoilers that I read, they didn't give any description on the match. They gave description.
Oh no, I got plenty of description. I got caught wind of both of them being busted open to a certain degree, especially of course Britt Baker had the Crimson Mask going on there.
Right.
I was informed of the DVD, everything. Like I got full blown detail on everything. I even got full blown detail about the Cody and Penta stuff.
I didn't.
That's why I was like, spoiler alert, we all know you're gonna win, even though common sense would tell you that Cody was gonna beat him anyways. Cody Rhodes putting Pentagon over.
the only things that I watched on the show was the MJF promo and the main event, which we'll talk about the MJF thing in a bit. But yeah, the match again, it kind of seems like divisive because I like the match and I'm not too big on spots. I'm not too big on like spot matches and hardcore
spots for just the sake of spots.
Right, and I like hardcore matches, if they're done right. And
right.
I love the match because I love Thunder Rosa. I'm a Thunder Rosa, San Antonio girl. I got to represent. Britt Baker,
Yes.
I've done a complete 180 on because when she first came in, the joke about her was that she was Shit Baker. That was the name we called her, or that everybody called her. But the best thing that she ever did was whenever she got injured, she was able to improve her character. And it's funny because I don't know why I'm the only one. I feel like I'm the only one that remembers this bit when AEW had crowds and they were in Corpus Christi, and she made a Whataburger reference. Like, she was talking shit about everyone in the crowd, saying, you guys, stuff your mouths with Whataburger, and the whole crowd just starts like booing her and chanting Whataburger, Whataburger, which for a San Antonian, when I hear a Whataburger reference on a wrestling show and the whole crowd is chanting Whataburger, I'm like, that's fucking amazing. But she's improved her character, and she's also improved in the ring. And her and Rosa just went out there and they had an amazing match. I loved it. I loved every bit of it. The fact that they showed color, I thought was just Britt Baker. Is she? I can't say anything bad about her. I love her. I love her to death. I mean, it helps that she has
right
Adam
now,
Cole as a boyfriend.
Yeah. And another thing is that I'm telling you right now, she should be the champion. Why? Like, her or Thunder Rosa, one of them should be the women's champion right now. Like, why is this belt still on Hikaru Shida, bro?
Well, to my knowledge,
it's like Kenny Omega stretching this championship reign out for nothing. Stretching it out for nothing.
She needs a long, meaningful title reign, RJ.
But,
for what? They're throwing in, plucking like random Japanese chicks for her to fight.
Which
she's beaten Nyla Rose like twice already. Like, come on, like, they're stretching this reign out for what? For what?
Which I think
just have Britt Baker beat her for the belt already and let it be done.
Which I think you said this, and if you said this, I agree. I'm getting kind of tired of the Joshi, schoolgirl wrestlers.
Said it. I definitely said it.
Yeah, I'm getting tired. I'm getting tired of it. It needs to stop.
I'm like, dude, nobody cares. Like, I mean, that audience might care, but I don't care. Like, I see two Japanese chicks in the ring. Like, I just, especially if I don't know the other one. Like, I know Hikaru Shida. She's very popular and everything like that. Don't get me wrong. I don't mind her. It's just like, you're plucking all these Japanese chicks in there for the namesake of having her fight Shida at the pay-per-view just to prolong her title run.
Yeah, Shida,
when in reality, her title run is very, very uneventful.
Yeah, Shida's just not very good, in my opinion. I'm sorry. I know a lot of people like her. I know the Johnny Zia on my Twitter. He loves her and says that she's the best woman on the roster. I'm like, no, she's not. I'm sorry, dude, but she's really not.
Thunder Rosa. I think Thunder Rosa is the best. I think Serena Deeb and Thunder Rosa are the top two best workers they have. I would put Ivelisse over her. I think Ivelisse is very heavily slept on. I don't think they want to push Ivelisse like that though, because of her behavioral problems and everything like that. I think that's one of the reasons why I think she's not getting a big push. But Ivelisse can go. Ivelisse can go.
And for Thunder Rosa, I think the reason why they're kind of scared to put the title on her is mainly because she hasn't signed a contract. She's still with NWA.
Right. I think she's at the pay-per-view tonight.
Yeah, she actually did wrestle tonight. She wrestled Camille for number one contender shot for the women's championship, which I actually heard was a pretty good match. And I didn't get a chance to watch the show. I heard good things about it. I like NWA. When it was on, I was giving it a chance. I was watching on YouTube, and it just came back. And I believe they're going to be on Fight TV weekly and not on YouTube anymore. So I'm not sure if that's a thing you need to pay for or what. I need to ask Mish about that because he's more in the know about it. But Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker, you can't really say enough about it. I agree with you. Like, if you're not going to put the title on Rosa because she hasn't signed a contract, put it on Britt Baker. Like, she is the women's division of AEW. And
yeah, exactly. And it's like you got to go with the person who is going to make the title. And right now, Shida, like, when somebody who's watching AEW has to keep on reminding themselves who is the women's champion, that's a problem, bro. And it's fans like Christina. She just she goes like, I even forget she's the champion sometimes. And I'm just like, yeah, and that's a big problem. And you're a big AEW fan, you know what I'm saying? And when you have to keep on reminding yourself who the champion is, that's a problem, bro. That's a problem, and that goes to show you that her championship run is very uneventful, and it is.
Yeah, and just Maurice
Let
Barry.
it die, Kenny Omega. And you know what? By the way, they got to get him from being in charge of the women's division. By the way,
Yeah, if you're gonna put somebody in charge of the women's division, it should be a woman, not somebody who acts like a woman, but somebody who actually is a woman.
having women traits doesn't count, Kenny.
If there's somebody who has the mind, who has a feminine, ideal for women's wrestling, it's me. It's Kenny Omega.
I'm light on my feet. I separate my toes, and I walk to the ring with a little bit of a strut in my hips. It's all in the hips.
Ladies,
And in my fingers, too.
ladies, you need to get it together, okay? You need to get it together. You need to go out there and you need to strut your stuff.
You need more knees. More knees. More fine knees, damn it.
God damn it. God damn it, Sheeta. You're right
More
up
knees. Big Swole, what the hell are you doing? You're not doing enough knee strikes. Not enough jazz hands.
Oh
Not enough jazz hands. Come on. What are we doing?
Oh my god!
Quit talking about slopping Cedric on Twitter and get it together.
That's
Otherwise, you're going to be out of the door.
That's
You understand me?
disgusting talking about sex and vaginas and penises. That's just gross.
I don't even know what that stuff is. It's gross. Ugh, gross.
I've never had it once in my life.
I don't know what dick looks like. Except for Coda's.
And the Young Bucks.
Of course. And Papa Buck, too.
Oh my god!
Balls on my forehead.
We need to stop with that. Another thing I wanted to touch base on before we call it a night. Eric Bischoff, or the week.
Oh, hold on. I'm back.
I'm back,
And I'm better than ever.
I love that thing, by the way.
It's a maniac.
We're gonna take on whoever. I'm thinking about 'cause I'm gonna make. I can't do it. But Eric Bischoff.
Nice taking names.
Eric Bischoff
good
announced
Lord.
for the 2021 WWE Hall of Fame. After last week, it was announced that Molly Holly would join. It was also announced today that apparently Batista will not be in the Hall of Fame this year because they want to save him for a big crowd. But the Bella Twins are still in. Thoughts?
Yep.
Thoughts on that?
Not bad at all, man. Like, it's well deserved. I mean, one of the most controversial, in maybe in certain people's eyes, polarizer figures in wrestling. I guess depending on if you're a Bischoff fan or not, So, I mean, it's a good thing. I mean, why not? Bischoff's going in this year. Paul Heyman's got to go in next year. That's all I got to say. But yeah, I don't mind that at all.
Yeah, I'm fine with it because I've always been an Eric Bischoff fan. I mean, a lot of people shit on him. I personally like him. Like him a lot more than Bruce Pritchard. And
I think Bischoff got a bad rep the last time he was in WWE. I don't know.
Well, I mean, he kind of got a raw deal. He
got a raw deal.
He kind of got a raw deal because he had to sell his house, and then he ends up working there for a month and ends up getting fired.
Yeah, that was very weird.
But
and I just thought that he didn't have a chance to really show what he could do, So yeah, I thought that was stupid. And I guess Paul Heyman's back on the book on SmackDown anyways, which is why SmackDown's a lot better than Raw right now. So I guess in the end it kind of worked. It kind of worked out for the best in the end, but it is what it is. Savio Vega.
But
I didn't fuck nobody. I ain't fuck nobody nice. I don't know what I got fired for. I didn't fuck nobody nice.
Wait, what the fuck? Wait, what? What was that?
Savio Vega when Dixie Carter fired all of Jeff Jarrett's friends after he got caught cheating, with the Karrion Angle stuff.
Oh, okay.
And Dixie Carter fired all the friends, including Savio Vega and Dutch Mantel and all of them. And he said in the shooting interview, I ain't fuck nobody in the ass. I don't know what I got fired. I didn't fuck nobody in the ass. I was like, but Savio Vega had me dying. I'm like, dude. No. In that broken English, it was great.
I just thought of Jim Cornette talking about Savio Vega when he was in TNA, he said Savio Vega used to be the producer in the truck, so you would hear the producer, say, okay, make sure you shoot RJ, coming out of the entrance. Make sure you get this angle here. Make sure you get this angle here. With Savio Vega, Jim Cornette was saying you would just hear that thick Puerto Rican accent through the headphones going, shoot him, shoot him. And Jim Cornette's like, who's him? Who's him? It was just, it was funny. But there is actually one bit of news. I mean, it's not really news. I mean, it is and it isn't. But the host of WrestleMania will be the odd couple team of Titus O'Neil and the immortal Hulk Hogan.
Oh God!
When it comes crashing down and it hurts inside.
I gotta shit on Hulk Hogan for 30 days. He rubs lotion on his daughter's backside. He goes out with women who looks like his daughter. Hulk Hogan is a creepy bastard. I don't know why he's on TV. He's a motherfucking racist fuck. He needs to be off this planet called Earth. But
I can't imagine them just.
Oh, Titus O'Neil doesn't like that whatsoever. By the way.
Oh yeah.
Titus O'Neil DM'd me personally and told me he doesn't like it at all. Titus O'Neil follows me on Twitter, by the way, for those who don't know.
That's random.
Titus O'Neil is like one of the only two like actual contractual WWE superstars that follows me on Twitter. But so I'm very friendly with Titus O'Neil.
Here's one thing. Can you imagine? Like, did they actually like make Titus do it, or did they ask him if he feels comfortable doing it?
Yeah, Titus O'Neil is such a professional. He's such a professional. I'm pretty sure he had his problems with it, and evidently he has his problems with it. He told me personally that he had a problem with it. He wasn't necessarily comfortable with it, but Titus O'Neil is a guy. He kind of learned his lesson from a couple years ago, by crossing Vince the wrong way. When Vince sent him home for like 60 days for putting his hands on him. But Titus is he's trying to be a professional, so and he's trying to make himself look good for the company and for everybody else. He's not throwing a fit publicly about it, but he's definitely letting his feelings be known in other subtle places, like liking certain tweets and stuff like that. And I tweeted at him. I was like, "Yo, Titus, you the man, bro." And that's when he hit me up. He goes, "Yeah, I'm not really down with this." And I was like,
"Wow."
I said, "No need to explain any further, big man. You got to do what you got to do. I understand."
Let me tell you something, brother.
Oh, God.
The power of Hulkamania is about healing, dude. I'm all about diversity, brother.
Yeah, okay. Guys like that are stuck in their ways, man. Hulk Hogan, yeah, fuck out of here, bro.
What are you gonna do, brother, when the power of diversity and the NCAAP run wild on you?
Oh, my God.
Oh my God, Jesus! Poor Titus. I love Titus. Titus is such a good dude. He does a lot for the company. He does a lot of charity work. One of the nicest people that you ever meet. Just he has the patience of a saint. I gotta put it that way. Like, just he deserves to be in the main event of WrestleMania next year for this.
Titus O'Neil. He's Titus O'Neil's a good guy and everything like that. But they tried with him so many different times, and it just never seemed to really work out. But they gave him a singles push as a heel, didn't really pan out all that well. Then they gave him they even sent him down to NXT for a couple of shots to try to give him a run against Neville to see if Adrian Neville can get something out of him, and he couldn't get anything out of him. So I remember they sent him and Brodus Clay down to NXT to try to get him, try to see if they can Neville can get something out of him, and he couldn't get anything out of either one of them. So,
do you think he could be a good mouthpiece?
Yeah, that's why I'm saying. Like when he was doing the whole Titus Worldwide thing, I don't know why they should continue that.
I just had an idea.
Have him be more serious about that. You know what I'm saying? Instead of having him like have him cut a joke occasionally, but like have him be like a serious guy. Like he's a big, intimidating looking dude, bro.
Dude, I just had an idea. So because we were talking about Moose. Put Moose
Right.
with him. Put Moose with him.
But Moose is more intimidating looking than Titus O'Neil though.
Well, what
Like
I'm
I
saying,
think if you
I'm saying like what you just said. You know, Titus worldwide,
Right.
make it a little bit more serious. Put him with Moose. I mean, put Titus with Moose, or put Moose with Titus.
I mean, it can work, but in the same sense, I don't know. If Titus O'Neil was taken more seriously over the years, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that could work. But being the fact that Titus O'Neil, you know, he's always going to be known for a lot of the silliness that he's done in his career. You know, like dropping the keg in NXT, wearing those golden boots, cutting that awful promo on on Hornswoggle when he turned heel on him that one time. And the prime time player stuff was good, especially in the beginning, more so in the beginning. But I don't know, like it's just after that, like his career's just really been known for being, you know, shits and giggles. So I don't know.
Right. But
millions of dollars, millions of dollars, millions and millions and millions of dollars.
millions of dollars, millions. Okay, but anyways, that
I ain't gonna lie. I kind of miss that team actually.
you know, I'm not gonna lie. I actually liked Abraham Washington as the mouthpiece. I liked him, but he got himself fired.
he got himself fucked over big time.
I remember that. I remember watching that live and going, he's not gonna. They're gonna fucking fire him for that.
Oh no, they did.
Man. Anyways, that does it for our Fastlane post show. Thank you for coming on, RJ. No
problem.
You said you're off Wednesdays, right?
Yep.
You want to come on this Wednesday?
We'll have to see what Monty's doing. I like to check in with him before I make any commitments, just in case he has something lined up or something like that. So I don't step on anybody's toes or say yes to somebody and then somebody else offers me something and I'm like, okay, well I got to pull away from this guy to do something with this guy. And,
right. Yeah. Right. Just let me know. Let me know what you're up to. And shout out to Monty, by the way. Hopefully he's doing well. But anyways, hopefully I can see you on Wednesday. That'd be great. But go ahead and plug yourself, dude.
Yeah, follow me on Twitter at LowRJ Unlimited and check out my show, RJ and the Cyber Squad show, where I'm talking to a few guests and lining some stuff up. So hopefully we'll have some new content out soon. And catch me on Brother Monty podcast as well, where I co-host it. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah, look out for that. I'll make sure to put the links in the description for the episode.
Mm-hmm.
All right, take care, man.
All right, peace.
Peace. And all right, yeah, we'll do the shout out. Shout out to Wrestling Soup. I don't know if they're still doing a show right now. But yeah, shout out to them. Shout out to Kevin Castle and Trez. Wrestling Court. I did an episode with Rob from Wrestling Court yesterday. It's already up, so listen to that. It's a pretty fun show. I like Rob. He's a good dude. Maurice is saying they're already done. So let's see, and then of course Julian Cannon. False Count Radio, Angie Carlick, Texas Podcast Massacre, and of course RJ and Monty, JD from Wrestle Bread Podcast, the Clark Street Wrestling Podcast, and Breaking the Apocalypse with Draper and Bisho, Brian, and Shaheen. I'm now known as Little Drew, according to John Draper. So I'm Little Drew, according to John Draper. I'm probably forgetting people. Am I forgetting people? If I'm forgetting people, I'm sorry. But shout out to everybody. Shout out to everybody as a podcast. Appreciate Maurice and Kyle. Appreciate you for coming in, even though it was the end of the show. I mean, granted, Wrestling Soup. I would skip my show for Wrestling Soup too. So, can't wait for that to drop because they had Kevin Castle on, so that should be a fun show. But shout out to everybody. This episode will be up tomorrow morning. I shouldn't do too much. It's okay. I'll check the rest of the show in the down. Yeah, it's gonna be up in the morning, Kyle. So, or I might even just drop it before the end tonight. But more than fuck it, I'll just drop it this morning. Fuck it. But yeah, take care, guys, and I'll see you on Wednesday. Peace.
The Drew Yari Show.
It's Drew Yari. It's Drew Yari.
The Drew Yari Show.
It's Drew Yari. It's Drew Yari.
The Drew Yari Show.
It's Drew Yari.
The Drew Yari Show.
It's Drew Yari.
The Drew Yari Show.